7th. Let's talk about everything happened on Thursday night, March 6th. Um, for some of the leagues, fantasy leagues, you guys are probably already in the playoffs. So you got to be a little bit more ruthless with your roster. You want to stream as many players as you can, and cut players who are out or or don't have games. So we talk about like the first game is the Bulls beat the Magic. This is another horrible loss by the Magic. They have not been good since Banchero got back. Coby White went completely off here. 44 points, 7 threes, and 2 steals. 5 for 6 from the line. 16 for 28. He took 28 shots in this game. Really had it going. I thought Magic supposedly had a decent defense, but not this game. Coby White was white hot. Great. Matas, for sure, we could have him. For streaming purposes, if you need, I guess, a little bit scoring, a little bit three, and some blocks, just a little bit everything. He provides a lot of categories across the board. He's a lengthy dude, so he could get blocks as well. He had 3 blocks here with 5 blocks. Oh, with 5 fouls. Yeah, Zach Collins fouled out in 12 minutes. But is Vucevic coming back? We haven't heard anything. So Collins, despite the foul trouble, he's a must roster. Trey Jones also got the start with Lonzo Ball out. Yeah. So next game, if Lonzo continues to be out, Trey Jones is starting. Yeah, he's the guy that we could be streaming. Josh Giddey also had just an amazing game again. 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists, and hit his free throws and added a steal as well. Jalen Smith got some extra few minutes, but I'm not too worried about him. Because Zach Collins, he's just in foul trouble. For the Magic, Banchero and Franz Wagner both, struggled from the field. 5 for 15 from Banchero, but hit his free throws. While Wagner, provided a little bit of everything. 6 for 7 from the line is great. 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Wendell Carter Jr., you really only have him for rebounds. He provided, 2 threes here as well, and a steal and a block. So not bad. KCP, who's been struggling, right? Pretty much doing everything. But if there's a back-to-back, you need threes and steals, KCP is your guy. Meanwhile, where's Jalen Suggs? He may not even come back. So you should not be holding him in IR, especially if you got players get injured, right? You should definitely Jalen Suggs is the type of player you just drop him. You don't hesitate. I think honestly, if they're not like a top 50 player for sure, you could in the playoffs, definitely drop. Cole Anthony had 2 threes, 20 points with a steal and a block. Okay, that's pretty good line. Another guy that we could stream in the short term. The next game is the Warriors beat the Brooklyn Nets 120. The Warriors, they're just red hot. Just like the Lakers, who also won last night. Those two teams gonna be dangerous in the playoffs. Very, very dangerous. Warriors, they are the 6th seed right now. I mean, if they stay this hot, the Rockets keep losing games, the Grizzlies keep losing games. Warriors could be the 4th seed or the 5th seed. That's not impossible, given how hot they are. There's about 20 games, 19 games left for the Warriors. I mean, if they go 15-4, they can definitely catch up to the Rockets. Jimmy Butler, great, 25 points. This is such a Jimmy Butler line 10 for 10 from the line, 6 assists and 3 steals. Steph Curry again just went off, 40 points with 7 threes. Didn't really do much else, but with this level of efficiency, yeah, crazy. Podziemski left the game in only 44 minutes, so if he's out, Buddy Hield has some streaming value. He went 0 for 8 here. And I don't know where Kuminga is. It doesn't seem like they even need him. Moody could be a streamer if they have a back-to-back. Right, Quinton Post also could be a streamer. He's been getting 20 to 25 minutes. Right, there's a back-to-back. Warriors, they had one earlier this week. Quinton Post definitely could be a streamer. Could be an option. For the Brooklyn Nets, Cam Thomas and D'Lo. This is the issue with when you draft a bad player on a bad team is Cam Thomas most of the season, and whenever he does play, he gets 26 minutes. D'Lo got traded here, obviously, and he only get 24. So you can't really expect crazy production if they're only getting 25 minutes a night. But that's just what it is. So if you drafting Cam Thomas next year, those are the risk factors. Who knows? Nets might be competing for a playoff spot next year, so maybe everything would change. Claxton had What? He had 10 assists here, two steals and 2 blocks. Definitely a career high for him in assists. Very interesting. Added 9 rebounds. So really good game from him. Cameron Johnson had 26 points and 3 threes. They're playing him a lot of minutes. I don't know why, right? They're giving Cam Thomas 26 minutes, D'Lo 24, but they would give Cameron Johnson 34 minutes. So that if you have him, that's great. Write it out. And Keon Johnson, I think just a streamer. He had 5 fouls here. The next game, the Sixers, I mean, they're done. They're done. They keep losing. And I think Paul George, he might just be out for season as well. At this point, why even, they're 3.5 games behind the 10th seed. Like, in theory, they're still alive mathematically, yeah. But they're 1-9 in the last 10. You got to win games at least. You got to win some games. This game against Celtics, yeah, I mean, they obviously had no shot. Tyrese Maxey was also out. But Andre Drummond for sure is a guy that we should at least be streaming. Yabusele also. Both of them did not have a good game here versus the Celtics. But, Justin Edwards. Let's see if Paul George is confirmed out for season. I think Justin Edwards is also going to have really good value. Like, he might be a must roster as well, getting 35-plus minutes. Right? If you're getting 35-plus minutes playing, he's a really 3-and-D guy, good efficiency. He's going to put up numbers. Quentin Grimes, right, with everybody out, right, he goes 10 for 11. He's going to be, obviously the 44 points is not sustainable. Kelly Oubre Jr., he was already a must roster before this. He had a good game here, 27 points and 3 threes. And Lonnie Walker, if Paul George is out for season, Lonnie Walker is somebody we could stream. He can still get buckets. 5-3, 17 points. He's not going to do anything else, but, And Celtics, the craziness, last game, it was a back-to-back for them. Derrick White and Peyton Pritchard both dropped 40, which is absolutely insane. If you were streaming Peyton Pritchard this week, you must be very, very happy. He might just help you secure the playoff win. He had 40 points, had 10 threes. Again, another really good game. 19 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 threes. If he's given the minutes and he's given the usage, he's going to put up numbers. But the problem is, so many times, right, when Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, these guys would take 30 shots and he would just be in the corner and watch and take like 5 shots in 27 minutes. Luke Cornett also, but I think, Celtics, they're going to get their guys back. Jason Tatum, 35 points, pretty easy win for him as well with 5-3. Pretty good game for him as well. Moving on to the next game, we have the Indiana Pacers lost to the Atlanta Hawks, 118-124. The Pacers, they're the 5th seed. The Hawks, they're the 8th. But unless there's some injuries, right, both of those teams, they're just, I would rather just tank it, than, I don't know, Pacers, they didn't make to the conference finals last year. This game, they didn't have Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, so Aaron Nesmith started 35 minutes. Sure, I don't think it might be a long-term thing. But every time Tyrese Halliburton is out, we could definitely stream TJ McConnell for assists and steals, right? He's a pretty good rebounder as well. Only 4 rebounds here. Miles Turner, 9 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks. He's been blocking a lot of shots, since the All-Star break. That's good. Siakam, 35 points. But Miles Turner is a guy that, okay, he give you decent, like, he's not a one category guy that just blocks. He give you actually pretty decent points and rebound and blocks. But like Brook Lopez, for example, if everybody is healthy, you don't need blocks. Like, you could actually drop him. Right? So those are the things you got to think about in the playoffs, especially if it gets tight and you really need that one spot. You got to let some of these guys go because there's no point. Your season is over. All right. Well, we look at the Hawks. Trae Young, 22 points, 16 assists. Yeah, he hasn't been scoring a lot, but the assists are coming in, which I think most people should be okay with, right? I guess depending on what you need that week. But the assists are pretty crazy, 16 assists. Dyson Daniels continues to put up amazing numbers with 17 points, 5 assists, a steal, and 1 3 as well. Okungu, yeah, he's just playing super well right now. I hope you picked him up before everybody else. And two guys off the bench, Karis LeVert and Georges Niang. Just coming off the bench, let it fly. Georges Niang for sure could be a really good streamer, especially the schedule is nice. 24 points and 4 threes. And Ricochet, he I don't even know if I want to stream him. Right, he's not really putting up good numbers, even when given the minutes. Moving on to the next one, the Rockets and the Pelicans. They beat the Pelicans. Yeah, the Pelicans are the worst team, so they did what they're supposed to do. Emperor Şengün had a good one with 22 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals and block. This is a typical Şengün game. This is really good, but again, he goes 0 for 3. And he's not the best field goal guy as a center. You kind of expect him to shoot 50%, but not really. He misses a lot of shots actually. Also had 4 turnovers, so he's not a guy he does get a lot of hype in fantasy because he can literally do everything. It just his efficiency is bad, high turnovers. That's his problem. Like the counting numbers, that type of stuff, they look good. Amen Thompson, meanwhile, also struggled from the free throw line. 1 for 4, but had 21 points, a block. Yeah, Fred VanVleet, it doesn't look like they even need him, right? They sticking with Amen Thompson. Tara Eason with Jabari Smith come off the bench. That is very interesting. Tara Eason for sure. Also, we need to roster him. He hit 4 threes, 5 steal and block. If you give Tara Eason 30 minutes a night, he could legit be a top 50 player because he's gonna give you 1.5 steals, 1 block, and he's efficient. Won't hurt you anywhere, right? Probably gonna give you 7, 8 rebounds, 13, 14 points with good percentages. That's top 50 in category leagues. Dylan Brooks, not really interested in him, and Jalen Green really struggled here as well. Jabari Smith is another guy that, if Rockets got a back-to-back, for sure he's a guy that you could stream, but definitely not a roster. He's not a must roster. For the Pelicans, Kelly Olynyk, he does have some hype because we know what he can do in fantasy. He's had some foul trouble here, but I would roster him. He provides so many different categories, right? Pretty good value overall. Trey Murphy just getting big minutes down, as the season wind down. 26 points, 3 threes, and 2 blocks. Fine. And they still play CJ McCollum huge minutes. 34 minutes here. Not the best game. And Zion Williamson, at least they're still playing him. So you should be happy. He hit his free throws, 20 points, 10. Actually, a really good game by Zion because he added a steal and 2 blocks here. Yeah, but if the Pelicans are not competing, I just would not feel comfortable holding Zion. The last game of the night, we have the Knicks playing the Lakers. It was a super tight game. The Lakers end up winning. They're the second seed. They're obviously not going to catch up to Oklahoma City Thunder, but they're the hottest team in the NBA right now. It's them and the Warriors, and they are both in the Western Conference. The West is super, super stacked. For Thunder to make it out, it's going to be a bloodbath for any team to make it out. To be honest, the West is just like last year. A lot of good teams because now you have Thunder, you have Lakers, you have Nuggets, and then you have Warriors, and then you have a bunch of other teams like Timberwolves and Clippers. Right, Phoenix should also be in the mix, but they're just being stuck in all the year. But they just have a lot of superstars that, I think supposedly even though their record is no good, their ceiling is super high compared to the Eastern Conference teams. Like the 8th seed on the Eastern Conference is Atlanta Hawks. Like, what is their ceiling versus the West? Right, you have the Clippers, you have the Timberwolves. Cat has not been good in the last month or two. 14 rebound is good, but didn't shoot the ball well. Goes 3 for 13, and also have 5 fouls. The Lakers defense, they are very, very good. So, against some bad teams, Cat is gonna have a way better game. It's okay. And Jalen Brunson sprained his ankle really bad. It looked really bad. So who knows how long he's gonna be out? Maybe a couple weeks. If you don't have an IR, what are you gonna do? And you really need that spot. You might think about dropping Jalen Brunson, because by the time he came back, maybe the playoff season is already over. Maybe you want to wait for news on how severe his ankle is. But if you don't have an IR, you really got to think. Even Jalen Brunson, you got to think about cutting him, because when he does come back, he's gonna minute restriction. And at the end of the day, he give you a lot of points, yes, but you can still survive. If you just stream a lot of players, right? He give you a lot of points in assists and threes and good free throw. He does offer a lot of categories, but if he's out for 4 weeks, he's a drop. OG Anunoby, great, 20 points, and a block, hit 4 threes, and Josh Hart did his thing. But his assist has just dipped. Mikal Bridges has 6 points in 43 minutes. What the hell is going on with him? He only got 6 shots as well, 3 steals. They probably need to find. They probably need to figure out a way to get some of these guys more involved on offense, right? Otherwise, Jalen Brunson is just taking such a high usage that. Right, Mikal Bridges is a good shooter, right? You should try to get him involved in the offense just a little bit. For the Lakers, great. Everything's great. Everything's looking great. LeBron had 31 points. He's still doing it. He also added 8 assists. Playing with Luka. Guess who suffered the most? Austin Reeves. It's really not a surprise. Austin Reeves can put up numbers with the Luka trade for sure. He's the one that get hurt the most. He's still gonna put up okay numbers. Like, he's not gonna be bad like this every game. But the fact that he had 0 assists, Luka had 12. The ball is gonna be in Luka's hand all the time, and LeBron's. For sure, there'll be some possessions. They're gonna let Austin Reeves cook a little bit, but yeah, it's no good. Jackson Hayes, 2 blocks and 8 points. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a must roster, but if the schedule is good, you could definitely have him. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.